Hey, Tony Gass here. Wanted to pop in to talk about this here because one thing I see very often is men believing that the grass is greener on the other side. And you'll look around and it happens with women as well, but it happens with men way more. And when you really get down to the numbers and if you really ever in the trenches, you'll notice that it's much less women cheating on their man than it is men cheating on their woman. Now, women cheat. Typically, when we see a woman cheat, when you really get down in it, it's finances. Like a woman cheating with a man that she wish she had, or wish she met, or wish she knew before she got with her man, who may not be as financially stable. So you see that on the shallow side. On the other side is a woman cheating because she's fed up, because she's been cheated on, she's been dogged out, she's been mistreated, and now she's fed up. When you look at men, a lot of times with us, it's just cheating out of boredom, cheating out of greed, cheating out of selfishness. A lot of men who cheat, they're not cheating because their woman cheated on them. A lot of men who cheat, they're not cheating because the woman they're cheating with is a rich woman, and can provide for them or take care of them. A lot of times when a man cheats, it's because this woman had a better butt or a different butt. Not even, may not even be better, just maybe different. Different smile, different breasts, different car, different hair color, different eye color, different skin complexion. Just cheating just to experience a taste of the rainbow. And I just wanted to talk about that because it really breaks down a lot of relationships, and it's all for nothing. Especially if you're a man and the woman you're cheating with know you have a woman. If she knows you have a woman, then that lets you know how low character that woman you're cheating with is. And if you have a woman who loved you when you were broke or just getting started, just coming up, just trying to find the right job, trying to get in the right financial position, a woman who loved you when you were scrawny or when you were overweight, when you were this or that, then that woman truly loves you for you. When you get to a place to where now you got this good job, you got this good income, or you got a big name in the city or in the world or the country, or your life has changed for the better, and this woman has been beside you and she's held you together. She's been your therapist, your life coach, your pastor, prayer warrior, whatever it may be. And this woman has been there, and then you all of a sudden you make it. You get where you're trying to go, and then all these other women become available. Now all these other women become available and you can do what you want to do, and you feel like this woman's just going to be there. She's never going anywhere. She's just going to sit by and wait around. And so now you want to go and you want to get these other women and do this and that. What I want you to understand is that it's never real. It's never real. And those other women don't want you. They want you for what you could do for them. They want you for your name. They want you for your money. They don't want you for your looks, because that type of woman would have been with you in the beginning. They want you for your money. They want you for your status. They want you for your position. They want you for your connections. They want you for whatever it is. And I remember hearing a woman say, well, when we see a faithful man, what that tells us is that he's willing to be faithful. And if he's willing to be faithful, now it's her job. She says, my job to make him be faithful to me, and not, or he's willing to commit. And now I got to get him to commit to me and not the woman that he's committed to. And I heard a woman say that to me before, and I was like, wow. And it is Hunger Games. When it comes down to women and finding a man, it's the Hunger Games. And so there are women who will do just about anything, do just about anything to have a man, because a lot of women just really are focused on security. just financial security, just being able to have a house, have a car, have bills paid, have a provider, and be able to start a family, have kids, and them kids have good provision. And that's what a lot of women, that's the only thing they care about. And then you have some women who they care about that, but they're not going to risk everything. They're not going to give everything. And that typically is determined by how they were raised. So as men, you got to realize what we have is good. You got to realize when you got it good. You got to realize when a woman loves you for you. You got to realize when a woman was willing to love you before you had anything. And you got to realize when a woman has stuck by your side and been there for you. And you got to be man enough to grow up and appreciate that. And you got to realize that what you're doing with this other woman, it's not going to change your life for the better. It doesn't do anything for you. Yeah, you have a moment of pleasure. You have a little release, and it may be pleasurable, but it's not going to change your life for the better. And if anything, it's going to ruin your life, because now you're going to lose a good woman, a solid woman, for a woman who only wanted you for, because she had ulterior motives. And so we got to wake up, got to realize this, and got to be men about this. And a part of this is also understanding that as a man is that we made a choice. We made a choice and we made a commitment. And so when we made a choice and we made a commitment to be with one woman, then that's our word. We've given our word. And if we bring children into the world, even if it's just one child, then we have solidified that commitment. We've locked it all the way in. And now we got to stand on what we said. We got to stand on what we agreed to. And what that means is that in life, you make choices. And when you make a choice, like a choice that's a lifelong commitment, a lifelong covenant, you got to stick with that. And you can't just up and leave just because you're bored, just because you see something shiny, just because you see something new, you see something different. You got to be willing to stand there and tough it out, to fight the good fight. And even though you want to leave, even though you want to do something different, even though you want to, get out and explore and see some things and do some things, you got to know where home is. And you got to be willing to stay there. And it's a lifelong thing. And it's hard. And it's not going to be easy. And there's some tough conversation that has to be had. You have to make sure that your woman understands and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt as a woman, but to hear it. But you got to make sure that your woman understands that if you're working on yourself and you're trying to be the best you can be, that she also needs to be working on herself. So as men, we'll be better off having that tough conversation with our woman about being the best she can be as we're trying to be the best we can be. Because one of the things that a lot of women will do is take the love for granted, and take a good man for granted, and take a faithful man for granted, and feel like, oh, because I have this is just who he is, and this is who he'll always be. And a lot of women don't realize it's like, no, you got a good thing. You don't just get complacent and take it for granted. No, stay in shape. Keep working out, keep eating right, keep, doing what you do around the house. Keep playing your role as long as he's playing his role. So if he's playing his role and he's doing what, he holding up his end of the bargain, then you got to let your woman know that she has to hold up her end of the bargain. And a lot of men fear that conversation. And the reason why we fear that conversation, because we feel like, oh, a woman going to use that against us. She could tell a friend, or she going to tell somebody that we told her, like, hey, I need more. And she going to resent us, and she going to be mad, and she going to make it hard to live in the household. So a lot of men, instead of having that tough conversation and the woman having to look herself in the mirror, a lot of men would rather just cheat and feel like cheating is easier. And that's not easier, because yeah, you might do it, and your woman, she doing whatever. If she complacent, and yeah, you don't gotta waste no breath or going back and forth with her about that, or she mad that you won't accept her for her complacency, but then you go cheat. Now is two wrongs don't make a right. So now the situation just is going to be exacerbated, and it's going to be way crazier, because now feelings going to get involved with this other woman. She may want to fight your woman. Your woman may want to fight her woman. You could catch a disease from this other woman. You could get this other woman pregnant. You could have this woman pregnant and your woman pregnant. You know, you could catch something from her, bring it to your woman. Now your woman know you cheating. Your woman could be low-key crazy. She slit your throat in your sleep, or slicing your tires, busting your windows. You get new tires, you get your windows fixed. She slice them again, bust them again. Now you done created this lifelong torment with your woman. And then this other woman over here, you really don't know what you got. You really don't know if you can trust her, because she was willing to sleep with you and be with you while you was in a whole nother relationship. So what's to, give you some assurance that this woman over here is going to be faithful and going to be trustworthy? And if she gets you and that's all she wanted was her a man, what's going to happen when she start having nightmares about how you cheated with her because you were complacent with in your marriage or your long-term relationship? And then now she gets you and she starts having these haunting nightmares about, hey, you're going to be doing me like you did her, because once we've been together 3 years or 5 years, and you're going to get bored again, you're going to get tired again, and then now you're going to be doing me like you did her. And now she's hounding you about that. She's stressing you. And so now you had a happy woman over here who was complacent, who was putting on weight, who was, not upholding her end of the bargain because she was complacent, because she felt like, hey, you're a good guy, you're not going anywhere. But now you got this other woman who, she got anxiety and she always on edge and she always worried because she's afraid that the way she got you is going to be the way she lose you. And so now you went from this peaceful situation, so to speak, to where you weren't being, turned on sexually all the time, and you weren't, still in lust, but you had real love, and you had a woman that you could trust. You had a woman that, you could lean on and that was there for you, even though she maybe let herself go in some ways, and in some cases did not let herself go, was on top of her game, doing everything she was supposed to be doing, but you just was bored. And instead of just appreciating your Mercedes-Benz, you wanted a BMW too, or something else. And then so you go to this other woman, and now you've left this situation where you got a woman that you can trust because she's comfortable and she's happy and she trusts you. And now you got this woman who's on edge. And so now you don't know if her anxiety going to lead her to cheat on you, to go out, sleep with a man. She may catch a disease, bring it home to you. She may go get pregnant by another man. She may, her mind going crazy, thinking that you're cheating on her, or you're getting ready to cheat on her. So she go and she does something. She get pregnant again, telling you she on the pill, or telling, she got her tubes tied. She get pregnant again and again, 2-3 times, and to trap you financially so that you feel like you stuck, or, she does something else. And so you really don't know, because of how this woman got you in this sneaky, conniving way, you don't know how she feels and what she's going to do to try to keep you, because she's so desperate for a man that desperation is a weak emotion and produces weak results. So you really don't know what's going to happen. And so while you have this situation over here where everything taken care of, you could trust this woman, she's going to be faithful to you. She's going to be there for you. She got your back, whether you up, whether you down, she there. But you thought the grass was green on the other side, and you go get this woman, and now you just took your safety and your security and you upended that, and now you got to live in anxiety and fear and worry, concern, because of what you did, all chasing something, a nut like a squirrel. And now you're living brainless and spineless. So listen, if you're a man and you said, hey, I'm finna live this, I'm finna get in this relationship and I'm finna be committed, then you gotta be committed. You gotta be committed, and you gotta be able to look and see. You may look and see something nice, and you may say, okay, wow, that's a beautiful woman, but hey, I got mine. I got to be focused on mine. If I ain't happy with mine, I got to get in there and do the work with mine. And I got to build mine up, encourage her, strengthen her, help her out, lend her a hand so that she could have more time for herself to keep loving herself and being there for herself, supporting herself, and being at her best. And you got to do what it takes to enhance your current situation instead of just looking on the outside. I was just at the home goods store, like the Home Depot or whatever, and getting some water softener, some salt for the water softener machine. And when I pull up, it was this lady walking in there. And I didn't know what she had going on because I've been hearing women say, I saw a woman comment that it's a whole lot of single men in the Home Depot and in these stores. And so I seen this lady walking in, and she was right beside my car as I'm pulling up, and she had on some leggings, some real tight leggings. And she had on a black shirt, and all her back was out. And one thing I like to do is when I see a woman, I like to look around, I like to watch men. And so I seen her, and she walking in there, and she looked Hispanic or something. And so I go, I'm minding my business, I'm going about my business, and I go through the same process that every man goes through. And I tell myself, okay, that's good over there. God bless her. God bless her man if she got one. I got to be locked in, focus on mine. Ain't no sense in me lusting after her because I can't do nothing with her. If I go up to her and I strike up a conversation, what's the goal of that? Getting a phone number, what's the goal of that? Like, if you can't go all the way, then it ain't no sense in doing nothing at all. And so I go about my business. It's some young guys. They in a big truck. They roll down their window. They doing like this to me, and I let my window down. Hey, rev it up. And so I shift into neutral, and I rev a couple times, and they, yeah. And I go ahead and park, and then I go in there. And as soon as I walk in, I see the same lady. She coming this way. And so what I say to myself, I say, this ain't nothing but the devil. Because this lady, she been in this stove. It took me some time parking. I had to wait. I had to start, get out, move a cart, then park. How when I come in here, she coming right here. We about to do this right here. And I go ahead about my business. I go this way. I remember my wife told me what I need is on aisle 7 because she had got the first couple bags on her way home, but it wasn't enough. So then I went out when she was taking her a nap. And so I went to go get it, and I see the lady. And then the lady, she was coming back, and then she just kind of like stopped right there. And then she left her cart, and then she was turning to leave. I don't know if she had left her wallet or she changed her mind or what it was, or if it just was all the setup from the devil for me. And so I seen that, I pay attention, and I look at this man, and she Hispanic, this white guy. He probably looked 65. And when she went this way, I'm looking right at him. He look over, he lock eyes on her booty, and he watch her walk all the way out. And I say, man, it's interesting. All races. This man don't care that she another race. He finna get him a whole eye full and watch her walk all the way out. This whole store. And so that let me know I could see as a young black man that this was an attractive woman. He could see as a 65-year-old white man, and there was another, man, white guy in his 60s, he breaking his neck too. So I'm just collecting data. This is how I do what I do. I'm collecting data and just seeing human behavior. And what I realize is somebody, as a man, you could see that woman. And this is what I realized. Here this lady, she going in here. Now, her body could be real. It didn't necessarily look like it. If it is real, it could be just either perfect genetics or she did the right amount of, squats or whatever. But it's just so common to go get a Brazilian butt lift today that I don't really know if her body was real or not. But here you got this lady. And then what the Lord put on my heart is that lady, you can go approach her because of her body and because of her looks. And she can have HIV. But don't know how to tell a man, and you could sleep with that lady and catch HIV. She can have any kind of STD, but don't know how to tell a man yet, because it's just something that she contracted it. She just don't know what to do, and she just can't bring herself to do it because she fears being alone the rest of her life. And you can sleep with that woman and catch that STD. And if you got a woman, then you going home and you taking that home to your woman. Or this woman could be, her brother could be in a gang, and she could be working for them because they know, he knows, and the other members know that she attracts a lot of men. She could be working for them to where her body and looks attracts men. She go on a date with that man, find out about that man, get the man tag numbers, find out his car, and then set him up to be robbed. And it's men who have been robbed and killed because they were set up by a woman who, that woman's boyfriend treat her like a pimp, and he basically tell her, if a guy holler at you, talk to him and get him in your vicinity, and here go the scanner so that you can steal his car information. Here go the phone or whatever. Here go this so you can steal his car information. You know, have a date over to his house. Turn him down. You're not gonna, 9 out of 10 times, you're not gonna get our word. And if that is about to happen, trust, we gonna take him out. We gonna take his life. He gonna pay a price, and you'll be all right. So it's men that will put women in that position, that will put women in that place. And her sole thing, her sole job is to set men up to be robbed. Because when you a jack boy and you hit a lick, look, if I holler at that woman, and that's what she do, she set people up, because to me she kind of looked like a thug missus a little bit, like the top gang member in the Mexican gang. That's his woman. That's what she looked like to me. And so if I shoot my shot, and I'm married, but I just want a taste of the rainbow, and I shoot my shot, this Rolex on my arm, I bought this in 2015. It still look brand new. You see, you look at it still look brand new. I done had this thing 6 years, and I paid $15,000 for it. If you a jack boy and you hit licks, this right here, this a good come up. This a good come up. This all one person. And you get this little bracelet right here. You get this little Hermes bracelet. You get that to your lady who I got my necklace on. This necklace right here, this $3,000. You go put some diamonds in this. You get your nice little, pendant for it. So now, you robbed me because I'm sitting with the young lady who did the setup. You got $19,000 right there. You could go to a big money dope boy who he want a factory Rolex that ain't been bust down, so it ain't lost no value. But instead of paying 15, he'll give you 5K. You a jack boy. You got it for free. 5K, that's a lot of money. Or he might give you 10K. That's what jack boys do. That's how men get set up and killed. That's how men get set up and robbed. And see, guess what? The first woman, she might be just an average everyday woman. Nothing happened. The second woman, same thing. Third woman, same thing. That fifth woman, that's the woman with the situation that you don't want no parts of. But because you got complacent, because you got greedy, because you wallowing in your sin, because you thought the grass greener on the other side, eventually you got to pay that price. You got to pay the piper. And the first time you pay it, you might get jumped and beat up and get your watch stole. If you don't learn your lesson, the next time you probably gonna catch something that you can't get rid of. The next time you still ain't learned your lesson, you're gonna lose your life. But for some people, it might be the first time. Don't go out there feeling like somebody else's grace and mercy gonna be your grace and mercy. Because for some people, it's the first time they cheat. Cost them everything. Cost them their health, or it cost them their life. Cost them their money. Could cost them everything. So listen, if you made a vow, you made a commitment to be with this woman until death does you part, be man enough to have the tough conversations with yourself and to do the work with yourself and to have the tough conversations with your woman, to do what you got to do with your woman to strengthen and better your relationship versus looking outside and going outside to get into something that you don't know what you really getting into and you don't know how far it's going to take you and how much it's going to cost you. So you'll be better off staying in and working on and building what you done committed to instead of trying to go water somebody else's grass, because you don't know what you coming up on. And the thing about it, the thing that get us is our lust. The lust of the flesh, the lust, you know, when we get weak, it's our lust. That's what costs us. And whenever you operating outside of that purity, that righteousness, that integrity, that character, that's when you pay the price. So, hey, this Tony Gaskin, you want to pop in and share this. God bless you. I'm a little under the weather, so I couldn't really get too animated or say too much on this here, because I go to coughing. My household, man. Boy at school, my son, soccer team got sick. Boom, he get the next kid sick. Next kid got my oldest sick. That boy get my wife sick. Now got Tatum. Now it hit me. It's like the little bug just keep going around. Y'all hear me keep talking about this. Just come over it, and then it come right back. Boy, just a tyke. Just a tyke. So, man, we trying to get healthy and stay healthy. But, you know, got to keep living. I ain't type finna just sit in the house and do nothing. This Tony Gaskin, God bless you. We'll talk soon.